What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cesar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Cesar fumbled the bag a little bit, you guys. I did sell. Oh, yes, I sold so much XCN. No, not really a lot. Less than 5%, right? If I had all the XCN that I've had, right, my average buy price is all the way down to like 2026, right? All the way down here. 5% of that. Right, less than 5%, probably closer to 3% actually. I sold at about 1.911 cents. Okay, went up a little bit more afterwards, and I actually made a post. I want to go over this now. I'm not trying to polish a turd here, right? I made a mistake. If I held on longer, it would have been a better opportunity, and I am absolutely blown away. I did not expect it to be moving up like this, right? I thought that last time it made this kind of movement, and oftentimes whenever you see this kind of stuff happen, where you move up in a very short amount of time, people expect that it moves the same way, and it oftentimes doesn't move the same way, and it confuses people. Still moving up overall, but that's not what's happening. We're getting a repeat. It looks like we're getting a repeat, and maybe, at least as of this point, it looks like that. I wouldn't be surprised if we do experience more volatility on this path than last time, but who knows? All I'm trying to say here, making an example out of myself, is, let's see here. By the way, yeah, we got Binance listing XCN futures. Yes. Perfect example of why holding is the best strategy. All right, talking about this right here. I sold a small bag at 1.911 cents and wake up to find the price at 2.2, and it went even higher. What am I doing now? Nothing. The only way to lose money is to chase in this scenario. I'm certainly not panic buying at higher prices. Did I make the right decision selling? Maybe, maybe not. Did I make the right decision not panic buying at higher prices? Absolutely. As of right now, yes, I did. I gave myself a chance if I wanted to buy back in at higher prices now. It's at least after some kind of relative dip, right? It's at least after from the relative high to the relative low, we've dropped 34%. At least I can make some logical sense out of why we might not go lower now and make a better decision than panic buying up here, feeling all these emotions. I'm certainly not panic buying at higher prices and thinking, I'm so stupid, I should have never sold. What was I thinking? Anybody who sold XCN when I did, or above when I did, or below when I did, and you feel those emotions and you act impulsively on them, maybe it works out for you, maybe it doesn't, but oftentimes you go down that path, the emotional path, you're going to lose money. You got to be strategic. I played the game. It's not perfect, and I played the game, and it's not ideal. I didn't sell at the right time. I could have sold at a better time if I just went to bed instead of selling last night, but no, it's not perfect, and that's why you use small amounts to play with. Even still, I took profits. Even still, I made money, guys, and have funds on the side now, ready to get back into XCN if/when it pulls back a little. Even if that is at higher prices here, this is a perfectly acceptable area to buy back. I'm not going to. I think we are going to go back down. I think we are going to get a little bit lower, but I want to continue making an example of myself. If it doesn't, then I'll just look somewhere else. There's no pressure at all. And that's the way that you should be. When you make the wrong decision trading, first off, the reason why I'm not emotional is not because I'm some emotionless rock. It's because less than 3% of what I hold in XCN is what I'm playing with. So go up more. Go up without me. That's fine. Technically, you're going up with me. Go up without that little trading bag. I can put it somewhere else. I can do that, and that's fine. But I want to get into the TA now, okay? Because as much as, you know, it's fun to celebrate the victories whenever we're moving up, I think it's important to talk about things that we do wrong as well, and how you can do the wrong thing in the right way. What would have been wrong, clearly what would have been wrong here, is if I sold at the area that I sold, which is basically right around where we are now, and then I bought up here thinking, man, I'm just going to buy here, screw it. If I buy here and it goes down, I'll just wait. I learned my lesson. I'm going to be a good boy and just wait. No, screw that. Just you stick to your plan. If it's a short-term plan, stick to your plan. If it doesn't work out, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Just go on CoinMarketCap and look. I mean, Cookie Dow's a good one, but there's a plethora of coins. SwiftCoin's a good coin. Alchemy Pay's a good coin. DigiByte is up and running. I shouldn't say up and coming. It's up and running. XRP, XLM. There's so many good ones. There's no pressure at all. Anyways, not looking at Cookie. We're looking at XCN here. Let's talk about this, okay? On a daily basis, talking about pressure, actually, there is a little pressure on the daily RSI. We are at this area here at an 82. That's a pretty hot reading, my friends. It's not the hottest we've ever been, but it's a pretty hot reading. If we take a line right here, are we on the Coinbase chart, or are we on? I want to put it on the crypto chart. Okay, we are. If we take a line right here, try to make it as flat as I can. Something like this. You know what? We're just gonna do a horizontal line. Put it right at this top. You know, there's only so many times we've actually gone above this line in the RSI across XCN's short history, right? Since 2022 in April, since these high points back here, XCN has been above this level in the RSI once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5. Topped it right here, 6, 7, 8 times. We're going to count that as 1 time there. So 8 times in about 3 years. 8 times in about 3 years, guys. And what I want to do now is I want to put a line at each one of these moments here, right in this area here. Try to get it right on this peak if we can. Right on that peak, or like right in the middle, right there, right there, right there, right there, and of course right here. And then we're also going to go a little bit, maybe I'll go on the second peak on this one, not the first peak. We'll just go like right there. Okay, so that's the 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Okay. If you notice too, we get these, looks like we get a couple of them that are short and close together, not so sporadic and far out. So anyways, looking at this here, the first one, the very first time that we had this, that was the actual peak, and we sold off here. Intermediary peak in between, on the in-between of this downward sloping move, if I could talk right there, moved down a lot. Here, first peak in the RSI, getting oversold or overbought. Quick, so right here, sorry about that. Getting overbought here. Whenever we pulled back, we did see a little bit of a pullback, and you can see right now. Let's see, high to low. 15%, dropped about 15%. That's still a nice little pullback there. Nice tradable opportunity. But here we saw a much more dramatic pullback, even in the midst of continuing growing higher. Here we paused for a little bit. We at least paused. And if we see some kind of pause, I think it's important to note that if we see some kind of pause, that can promote further growth afterwards, right? So take that into consideration based on where we are now. But oftentimes it does lead to some kind of sell-off, at least whenever we see tops that are at this area or above this area in the RSI, which we're at right now. So, and just be aware here, even it doesn't seem that dramatic, but I think that's what is that? It's like a 40-50% drop right there. What is that? 48% drop, 40-50% drop right there, let alone the one we just had. Now, I'm not anticipating that we're about to go through some multi-month, quarter of a year consolidation phase like any of these moments. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that we can consolidate a little bit. It might be quick, fast. I'm not assuming that OnyxCoin just keeps tearing through the roof like it did last time. I'm sticking with the notion that I had originally, and I'll admit it. I'm first to admit it. And that's why I talked about it in the beginning, is that this moved up faster and more dramatic than I expected it to at first. But we are stopping here at a prior area of support here, right? Resistance right there. Finding some prior support here at this shelf for finding resistance right there. I think we're going to have a little bit of a retrace, a little bit of turbulence here. It's fine if we do. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, we were overbought, now we're not. Might be time to cool off a little bit, and that's fine if we do. On a 1-hour basis, we are below the 50. We're looking like we're pressing a little bit lower. Bearish divergence, we were accumulating here. I did say earlier that I thought OnyxCoin looked a little bit top heavy when we were at this price. We went up a little bit higher, of course, in spite of that, and then broke down. Now we're finding resistance at prior areas of support. I do think OnyxCoin is going to go lower. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I have not bought back into it yet. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait like a good boy. I waited for the low to come in. I can wait for the high to come in. I don't have to be itching at every single second that it goes down. But what we have done is pierce below the 236 a couple of times. You guys know my style. If you know how I do the fibs, I think that we would at least interact with the 382 before going lower, or before going higher. I mean, I'm sorry. So at the very least, with strong moves, you do find support right at the 382. At the very most, we could go down to the golden ratio or even lower than that. But anything from about 1.66 cents, 1.67 cents to 1.1 cents, 1.2 cents, these targets are very possible outcomes. So just be aware of that. That's what I think we're going to do over the coming days. I'm not expecting that we continue to move up in a straight line forever, but in case we do, just in case we do, I haven't sold over 95% of my XCN bag. So if I am wrong, this is how you make money being wrong. Expecting the price to go down, and just kidding, we're not going to do that anyways. That's what we want. I will be okay, and I know a lot of you will be okay if we just keep moving up. I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't see that persisting, but time will tell. We'll see how it goes. I think OnyxCoin has a lot of potential, you guys. We're at 2 cents now. We could genuinely see prices above $2 by the end of the cycle, and certainly above 20 cents by the end of this move here. But we'll see how it goes. I've got nothing else for you. Hit the like button, subscribe, and don't be sad. Don't be scared if there's a little turbulence, if there's a little trouble in paradise over the next couple of days. And I could be wrong. Make no mistake, guys. On the move up here, on the move up over here too, we were looking for lower prices along the way, and this thing just defied gravity. I literally made a post. Let's see. Next one. OnyxCoin here looked a little top heavy, but I said sellers beware. This thing is known to defy gravity. The best strategy, and there's a reason why I made this post, the best strategy really is to just hold. If you want to trade, that's fine, but do it with a small bag. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. And if you miss the boat, if the boat takes off without you, look for another boat. There's a plethora of them. There's plenty of them that look just like this, but they haven't done this yet. Pick that one, you know, whatever one it is, because they're all going to pump in their own time. You just got to be patient, okay? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, just my thoughts. But hopefully you're not messing it up. Hopefully you are just buying OnyxCoin and holding and waiting. I think even at 2 cents we're at a great price, but I think if you're patient over the coming days, maybe at least over the coming day, I think we'll have an opportunity to buy. I'm looking for that 1.67 price, 1.67 cent price to 1.23 cent price, maybe even 1.1 cents all the way down here before we start moving up higher. I've got nothing else to say for you guys, so hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.